Good Monday morning. I want to talk to you today about a nice, affordable. I guess affordable is a relative term to everybody, but it's a nice rod and reel combo. I'm going to be talking to you today about the Penn Fierce 3 combo spinning rod and reel. It's the 3000. So I also have the 2500. The specs are slightly different, but the 3000 is more like a universal type size that everybody can use, freshwater or saltwater. So basically, well, I'm going to tell you a few things about the reel first. I'm going to let you get a good look at it. I really like the color is a nice color scheme. It's very smooth. The handle can be reversed to the right side or the left side. That's a nice feature. This reel, the 3000, comes with 5 bearings, 4+1 bearings. They're stainless steel, so that's also a nice feature, especially if you're using it around salt water. The gear ratio is 6.2 to 1, and that's a nice feature. I think the retrieval rate, I had this memorized, and I think it's like 34 inches on the retrieval. For every spin, you get 34 inches of retrieval rate. So there's, depending on what type of braid you use for this reel, for example, if you used 8-pound braid, you could put 200 yards on this spool right here. If you use 10-pound braid, you could put 165 yards, and 15-pound braid, say that 3 times, you could put 130 yards of line on there. So the one thing I really like about these reels, a lot of people don't know this, but some people do. They have like a textured rubber, I call it a grommet here. It helps you get bite on your braided line. So when you cinch that line down, it's not going to spin freely. If you have just a regular cheap conventional spinning reel without that rubber grommet with the texture on there, your braided line would spin. So a lot of times people will use monofilament line as the backing and then tie into the braid to prevent it from slipping. So that's always a nice feature to have. It's a heavy duty aluminum bale wire for the bale. It is very, very smooth. I'm going to read to you a little bit about the specs on the composition of the guides and what have you. All right, the specs. They are Penn Dura guides, graphite composite blank, HT 100, carbon fiber drag washers, full metal body and side plate keep precise gear alignment under heavy duty loads, 4 stainless steel bearings, ball bearings. So it's 4+1 is what they call it. But so that wasn't just the rod, that was the rod and the reel. So I'm gonna, this size, I'll read this. I apologize, I keep looking down. I'm gonna try and do it here in front of the camera a little bit better. So it's a 7-foot medium light, extra fast, 8 to 15-pound mono is what they're calling for, 8 to 20-pound recommendation for a braid. It's 1/8 to 3/4 ounce lure recommendation. So it is a 7-foot rod. So these are really nice. This retails for around $115. That's what I've been retailing it for when I do my setups. I know Bass Pro is also retailing this for that same price point. I know they have a Penn Fierce 4 out right now. I know it's a little bit more expensive. They've tweaked a couple things. I do not have that in front of me to speak on that. But if you're looking for a nice gift for the holidays, you can get the 3000 for, like I said, around $115, and wherever you live, you're going to pay your appropriate tax. I also have the Penn 2500. The specs are just slightly less as far as line capacity and what have you, and the gear ratio is a little bit different. But really, really nice setup. The Penn Fierce 2500 is about $5 to $10 less. So if you're looking for something in the ballpark of $100, or a little bit more, you just figure this all in and probably, no more than $125, with tax. So that's a very good idea, suggestion. And I just dawned on me, I want to tell you something about, I've been in the bait and tackle business for a very long time. So I will tell you, this is an honest, you can call this part a review, I would say. So Penn, for many, many years, they went cheap on their rods. So what they were trying to do was they were trying to push out a lot of rod and reel combos at a certain cheap price point, like say $99.95 or something like that. That was, appealed to a lot of people. But the guides were horrendous. They would the composition has changed in the last few years, but these would break all the time. And it's going to cost you, most places like $15 per guide to get it replaced. But eventually, you're going to have to replace them all, and the whole rod is not worth the value if you time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guides times 15. It's not worth it. So it's something that they've improved upon. They've always had good reels. I've never complained about their reels, but so just to give you my personal opinion, they have improved the quality of the rod. So I am no longer fearful to sell or purchase a rod and reel combo from Penn. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And remember, folks, always know your legal limits. Stay tuned for future videos coming soon. Thank you. Have a blessed day.